Welcome back. So that is half time and we are winning 1-0. This is We're Not Really Here. I'm Natalie Pavlik and I'm joined by Joleon, Lescott, Richard Dunne and Kyle Walker. So we're going to have a quick look over that first half. So we'll just get straight into it. We'll go straight in for the goal. So Ferran Torres on 18 minutes. So first of all, Joleon, you don't give Kevin De Bruyne the ball in that area.
Yeah, it was strange because Marseille looked pretty solid in regards to the defensive shape, and then they go and make a mistake, which you can't come back for individual errors. And then the one person you don't want to give it to in the final third is Kevin De Bruyne, and he squared it, and it's a great finish.
And it was a great pass as well. It was weighted perfectly for Torres to get on the end
it kind of tells you what you need to do with it when you receive a pass like that in front of goal so close. You just kind of need to put it in the back of the net, and he was in the right place at the right time.
Now, I'm always full of stats, and today I'm exact same, all right. Opta Joe have tweeted saying, since he made his Man City debut in September 2015, Kevin De Bruyne has assisted 87 goals in all competitions, 18 more than any other Premier League player in that time. We talked about the mistakes that Marseille made, and Kevin De Bruyne, he's one player that you don't want to do it around, but he's also got the ability, when a mistake is made, he sees what is happening around him, and he can take the time, and he can pick out a pass anywhere on the pitch.
That's it, and I think when you're playing games, if you make a mistake, sometimes you can get away with it, but if you make a mistake and Kevin De Bruyne's around, you're finished, you know. He reads it so well, and the pass was perfect, and it's only what they deserved. They were absolutely battered, Marseille, so it's been a good half.
Yeah, and Ferran Torres putting the beautiful cross in, finishing there as well. We talked before the game about him. He's really young. I think he's 20. He's worked his way into the team since coming as well. So scoring so soon, 18 minutes into the first half, that's going to give him so much confidence.
Yeah, it's amazing for him. It's he's actually not played so much as a false nine, and rather than just played as a nine, and he's been up there in the right positions. And certainly when the mistake was made, his first reaction was face the goal, get in the middle of the goal and face the goal, and the pass again, like Joleon says, it has to be finished. It's so good, but it's about being in those positions, and he was there, and he tucked it away nicely, and the confidence it'll give him will be great.
I feel like sometimes when teams try and face Manchester City, they're quite tentative. They don't want to make any mistakes, and Man City as a team, they will pounce on anyone that is trying not to make any mistakes, is trying to just play their own style of football, slowing it down a little bit. This City team are so quick. The press, how quickly they get the ball back, it's so impressive.
Yeah, and I think that's been the biggest thing from the previous couple of games is out of position. They've pressed so high and the intensity they've shown, and they've got the ball back so early, and then they've been patient. So that's when they kind of regain their energy. They win the ball back, and then they take a few more extra passes at the back line, and then kind of just conserve some energy and then go again. So there's a lot of difference in the tempo this game for me.
I was looking at the average positions of the players there just as we were coming into half time, and you were saying there about how high the press was. Amric Laporte was our furthest player back on average, and he was on the halfway line.
Yeah, I'd look at that, and it surprises me that everyone is so high, because I'd always kind of tend to be the one just on the halfway line inside my own half, just in case the ball goes over the top. But yeah, when you see and you recognise that literally there's no one back there, and it can give teams an incentive to just turn Man City around and obviously then get into a race. But obviously this case, Man City have just dominated.
When a team like Man City are dominating, how difficult must it be for Marseille to play against them? Because if you're a goal down, you're trying to get the ball back, you're trying to maintain that possession, you're trying to create some form of attack as well. And then the furthest player back is on the halfway line. You must feel so enclosed into your own half, Richard.
Yeah, it's demoralising as well, because if City centre-half's on the halfway line, you're centre-forwards then even further back in your own half. So there's no out-ball for you. And every time you win the ball back, you can't play because there's so many players in the way. But the way they've pressed City has been great, and it's made it massively difficult for the team who had one game plan of not conceding a goal, and then they give a goal away, and now they have to try and change and open up, and it plays into City's hands.
In the studio here, we were listening to the commentary by the wonderful Alistair Mann and Michael Brown, which you can get on City Plus as well. And Alistair had said at one point that it was looking like a training game, attack versus defence, for large parts of that first half.
Yeah, let's give Marseille some credit, and City, they haven't just set out to be that deep. Teams don't want to be that deep against Man City. It's just the way they play, and Man City play and dominate position. It just forces you back, and you try to get out, and then you win the ball back occasionally, and then you look up and there's no options because everyone's been back, obviously defending, and it's difficult, but there's a lot of positives this half for me for Man City. There's a lot of difference in their intensity and their all-round game.
Now, we did talk a little bit before about how passionate the French fans can be, but also Marseille's fans as well. Do you think that could be having a bit of an effect on tonight's game? If this stadium was full and this team were even 1-0 down, the fans would be spurring them on and would create more of an atmosphere to help Marseille. Do you think that's got anything to do with it?
Yeah, and I think when you have the fans behind you, you tend to be drawn out of that defensive zone. They want you to push forward. They want you to press higher. And the French leagues actually they have fans in the stadium at the moment, so that's them. They're normally used to it on a weekend, and it is difficult for Marseille because you're looking for that spark or that bit of belief, and you can get it from your supporters, but obviously not if they're all on the sofa at home.
And we have been really dominant in that first half, but I don't know if it's just the typical City that still resides inside my head, but it does feel like we need to get another. We've been dominant, but we need another one to just calm my nerves.
Yeah, I think you're right. Obviously, the kind of recent performance will suggest that, but Marseille don't look like they're looking to create much. They're looking like it's a second leg of first leg of a tie that they're looking to get home and then obviously change it then. But if Man City just continue to press and just dictate play, and chances will come and more goals, hopefully.
And this is why we've got the best manager in the world. This is why we've got the best players in the world. It's because for this next 45 minutes, it's going to be about game management. They will have one eye on Premier League fixtures this weekend as well. Saturday, they've got the early kickoff. So they've got to be thinking about they want to control this game, and they're in the driving seat, Richard.
They are, and certainly, like Natalie says, you need that second goal because Marseille have come into the game expecting to get one chance and try and score from it, and they're still in the game from their point of view. And you can see over the course of the season, it's very difficult to maintain that level of press for 90 minutes. So they'll feel they get 5 or 10 minutes in the game at some stage, and they'll be quite happy to sit back and wait for that to arrive. So for City, it's a case of turning that dominance into another goal.
Yeah, and as Kyle says, obviously we've got another game Saturday, another early kick-off Saturday, so not a lot of recovery time as well. Are you expecting, if we perhaps get another, to see any sort of drastic changes, anybody getting rested, or do you think, obviously I know the focus is on this game currently?
Possibly. I think the situation up front you would look to change, maybe bring off Raheem, because he tends to start, and obviously Kevin, we don't want him getting injured. Obviously, looked like he took a knock there, so I'm sure there'll be changes that Pep has in mind regardless of the scoreline, but I'm sure he's just focused, and the team are just focused on getting the next goal and getting this game wrapped up.
I did send some bubble wrap first class to the stadium, for Kevin De Bruyne, because he did take a bit of a knock, and my heart was in my mouth, Richard, because he is so instrumental, and injuries are going to play a big part this season. I think there's been statistics that have come out this week which prove about muscular pain and muscular injury with Premier League players, and Kevin took that hit, and you just think, please be able to carry on, because a big guy standing on your toe, it's going to hurt.
I was normally the one standing on the toe, so it's all right. But you hear this scream, it looked like a painful one, but in terms of getting the injuries, you just want them to get a run of games, and if you play for 2 games and miss 2 and back for 3 and miss 1 again, it's difficult. So we know how good he is once he gets into his rhythm, and hopefully he stays on and he's okay.
Fingers crossed. There's a big 45 minutes coming up here. But we've still got a bit of time to go through some of the social media. You can use that hashtag WNRH to send in some of your images, whether you're at home, show us your setup. And one that I want to point out, all right, the first one here, it's from Alex the Greek one, a.k.a. Greek, who works for Manchester City. He's out in Marseille. He's at the stadium, and we can see the picture right here of what it looks like to be in the stadium. There's no fans there. He's got his vest on. He's got his mask on. He's very socially distant because there's nobody around him. And that's the view he's got tonight, which, he's literally meters away from the corner flag. So he's working very hard, but there's always time for a quick selfie. Patricia, who's that? Patricia, I'm so sorry, all right.
Whatever for a minute.
It says, thank you at Man City for the birthday card and gift. Hashtag CTID, love you all. And the picture there of the card that she was sent. Happy birthday, Patricia. I hope you have a great day. I hope the Blues get a win for you as well. Shahid is watching in Pakistan. It's 1 a.m. or midnight, and he's got a picture of him. He looks like, that looks like it's the daytime. He's not in a City kit, but he looks like he's enjoying himself right there. So stay up late. Hopefully we'll get the win for you. And then also Carl Sproston, we've had a few from Carl before, actually. He's an avid watcher of We're Not Really Here. He says, come on, Blues, let's have this now. We can do it. Carl, we're all cheering, we're all supporting, and hopefully Manchester City can bring all 3 points back in the Champions League for us all.
Absolutely love hearing all the fans all around the world watching We're Not Really Here. Thank you. And of course, supporting the Blues. So, final thoughts just before the second half starts. Joleon, what are you expecting?
I'm hoping for more of the same. But like Richard said, I expect Marseille to have a little spell in the game, and hopefully we're 2-3 goals ahead by that time happens.
Richard?
Yeah, that's it. It's just finishing off the possession. We've had lots of the ball. They've defended really deep, so maybe the odd shot from distance might take a deflection, might go in or whatever, but that second goal is going to be important tonight.
And we'll be here at full time to give you a reaction of hopefully what will be a couple more goals that we'll see in the second half. And just a reminder as well, if you do want to have the best commentary around, we've got Alistair Mann and Michael Brown. They are on City Plus. If you're not already if you've not joined City Plus already, here is how you do it, and we'll see you at full time.